Welcome, beautiful yogis. So delighted to be here with you to practice some gentle yoga. Today we'll begin with some pranayama, followed with some floor stretches, and perhaps we'll get to some gentle standing poses too. So begin in a seated position, nice and upright through your spine so that prana can flow along the length of your spine. And from this shape, go ahead and take your shoulders forward and up, and back and down, forward and up, and back and down. One more time. You might try it with your eyes closed. Now, as the shoulders drop back and your sternum lifts and your gaze is low, let your palms rest down on your thighs or knees. Take now a lovely deep nose breath in. Nice and full, and blow this breath away through your pursed lips. Let's do that again. In through the nose. Plenty of time for this lovely big breath in, little pause, and blowing it away, just a gentle blowing. And one more. Nose inhale. Little pause, and then this time it's a nose exhale. Continue in this way of breathing, knowing that simply by breathing this way, we're sending some strong messages to our nervous system that we are now turning inwards, calming down, and about to really nurture ourselves with attention, intention to be present, and to allow the body to stretch in the most sweet and gentle way. Now, as you arrive again at the fullness of your inhale, bring your right hand thumb and lightly press the right nostril closed to exhale through your left, staying very upright. Out through the left, and now in through the left. Full, the slightest pause. Now use your ring finger, close off your left, lift your thumb, exhale through your right. In right. Switching to exhale left, and follow this pattern. If it should be that your nose is a bit stuffy, that you've had been ill, you can do this without blocking your nostrils, just with your attention. Turns out our intentions are extremely powerful. As is our attention. This arriving in this breath, in this part of the breath, and welcoming everything that shows up. Letting it be okay as we maintain attention on this alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. The nadis are the energy channels And Shodhana is the clearing, the cleansing of the energy channels. So how about that? We clear these channels so that they can flow more brightly with greater vitality. And the pressure is very light. And as you arrive about to exhale through your left, do so. Inhale again through your left. Hold the breath at the top. Rest your palm down. And now exhale through both nostrils. Checking in with your posture. This too is bright and alert. In through both. And out through both. Enjoying one more conscious breath in this shape. Nice. Bring your palms at the heart together. And now inhale, and your eyes can be open. Send your arms, your prayerful hands straight up. Exhale, open wide. And lightly bring your fingertips to each side of your body. We lean a little towards the right and bring the left arm up and next to your ear, looking down to the hand on the mat. And then on inhale, look up to the underarm. And exhale, turn your face again to look down. So the arm stays and we're slowly turning and moving the head with breath. Looking up on in. Looking down on out breath. So it's all about the turning with your breath. Let's do this one more time. Nice. On inhale, let your breath and the arm draw you back to vertical and tuck that up arm into your back waist. Locating the upper right arm, sit really up the midline. There may be a little asymmetry here. And now please tilt your head in that same direction towards your right. Nice. Bring the head back to level. Undo your arm and bring the soles of the feet into cobbler's pose, noticing which ankle is in front. We come into cobbler's pose. Feet a little forward. Lift your heart and a little forward bend on exhale. So let your heart lead the way. As we come forward, your hands to your ankles or feet. As you're ready to breathe in again, lift your heart up. And inch, wriggle out of your waist and bow forward a little bit more and let your head just relax forward. As we spend a few moments, spending moments. How many moments do we have to spend? Let's focus on this very one and the breath that fills it. All the way into the lower back. 2 more cycles of your breath. I just love the slow yoga where we get time to really connect with what we value, this breath and this body and the quality of the sacred. This deep respect that we have for each moment. Lovely, we're coming back up. Walk your hands up. And now recross your legs with the other shin bone in front. Palms in prayer pose. Sense the midline of your body. Inhale the arms up. like a great big fountain reaching up and spreading wide. Lovely energy surrounding us, and lightly the fingertips touch the mat. We lean now towards the left and bring the right arm up and over next to your ear. Good. Look down towards the hand on the mat. And we begin our slow breaths and head turning as we look up on the inhalation, turning gently and returning the face downwards on exhalation. 2 more times. So even in the turning and the breathing, we could tend the places of stretch. And as we complete the breath looking down, catch the inhale to come back to upright and bring that arm to tuck in behind your back and to locate the upper left arm. Good. And the head tilts in that same direction. Close the eyes. Feel the breath, tuning in to your own body, mind, with a welcoming and a tenderness for all that is here. We are living in extraordinary times, and this soothing resetting is so vitally important. Bring your head back up, free up the arm from behind you, and as we did, please uncross and come to cobbler's pose. So we have symmetry here. Sit bones ground, heart lifts. Good, nice big breath in, and let your heart lead as we come forward, arms softly towards your feet, heart towards your feet, brow towards your feet, and rest. Resting in this forward motion, this invitation to deeper calm, relaxed focus, sweetness of your own breath. And breathe deep into your back. As you exhale, draw your belly in. Catch the inhale, walk your hands up the legs, help your spine back to up, and now help your knees up. Separate your feet and bring your hands to support the upright tall frame behind you on the mat. Nice. Great. Tip side to side. A little engaging into the hips and exploring how it feels today. One to go. Good. And bring your knees up. Let's bring your right heel close into the groin and let that right knee lie down and coax your left leg further out to the left. As far out to the left as you can get. Flex the foot and raise that same side arm up. Exhaling, side bend, try to catch somewhere, your ankle or your toes or even your knees. Good. And now roll your bottom ribs forward. And inhale, your right arm up and over, look down. Stay looking down as we now move the arm. The arm reaches away and returns close to your head. 2 more. So great mobility in the shoulder, getting limber. Lovely stretch into the neck. Lovely, complete with the arm coming next to your ear. Big breath in, come to upright, both arms up. And lower the arms down, hands to the mat right in front of you. So there's a kind of midpoint between your knees where your hands go to lift and fold. Fold forward. So your hands inch their way forward. Bend the elbows, whether they come to rest or not, doesn't matter. Try to keep that left sit bone pressing down. And feel the slow deepening breaths. And so yoga really is the invitation to live deeply. And to live deeply is to be fully present, awake and aware with all that we do, all that we say, and all that we think. Because they all matter. They all make a difference to our personal state of being and the field of energy around us. Slowly we walk back, come up, and let's switch sides. Good, so the leg is way out, and we raise that right arm up, side reach towards the toes or the ankle, grab where you can. Bring your bottom ribs forward, your other shoulder back. Look down towards the extended leg as we reach the free arm, your left arm up, a hand next to your head. Put vigor in the arm, nice lovely stretch. The head stays even as the arm reaches back. So we're reaching back. We can't see, but we're reaching back. And exhale again, arm close to your head. Feeling that along your ribs and in your waist and in your hip. One to go. Good. Big breath in. Come to upright. And again, we find that midline between the knees. Lift the heart and inch forward. Any amount that feels good. Sit bones remaining on the mat. And those conscious breaths going deep into the back. Good. Please walk your hands back and let's take straddle legs, so that's both legs wide. Now for some of us it's easy to have the legs wide and straight, and for some it's better to have the knees a little bit bent. So see where you could be and press your thighs down, let your spine grow tall, and then come again with your fingertips to the midline. And this may be as far as your back wants to go. Or you could explore lifting your heart and leading with the heart. So we don't want to droop the tailbone back and round the back. We want to try and hinge. Hinge with the back as straight as long as we can. Conscious breathing, deepening our connection to here, to now, this breath, this body, and all that presents itself. This is purely about receiving the stretch. It's not about achieving anything or getting anywhere. It's simply allowing your body to experience some space in the back of the legs, in the lower back, in your hips, even in your belly, because your heart is leading the way. Good. We walk back with the hands, press back up, and help your legs come in. So now let's go on to the back for some different movements and stretches. Welcome, good to see you. Come to lying on your back. All the way down, lift and lower the sacrum so that you feel that you're deeply connected with the mat. And draw your right knee in towards your chest. Squeeze it close. Take that left leg straight up into the air. Looking at the left foot, circle it in the air. Left foot rolling around the ankle. And reverse that. And then flex your left foot. Fill up with a breath. And lower your left leg vigorously straight. Slowly down to find the mat, to lightly make contact or near enough, and return back slowly, breathing in the rising of your leg, breathing out the lowering of your leg with full awareness, with intention to be here. One more. So we can't live deeply if we are always in a hurry and overwhelmed with what has to be done next. So this therapy, this little break from your busy life is wonderful. Please bend your left knee and wrap both arms around your knee and take your right leg straight up, circling the right foot in the air. And reverse that circling. Good, and flex your right foot, filling up with an inhale. Lower it slowly and mindfully down. Lightly touch or approach and bring your leg up. So it's actually more challenging to do this slowly than to use momentum. We have one to go. Great. Raise that right leg. Bend the knee and place a hand on each knee, circling them in opposite directions. And then reverse. Nice, everyone. So your knees are back together. Can you reach for your block and place your block between your knees and bring your knees directly over your hips and raise your feet so that your shins are parallel and your arms are spreading out from your shoulders, creating a lovely spacious upper body. And now left go the knees, right goes the head. Come to center. So we're only moving towards, do not have a destination in mind. It is about the journey. Side to side with your breath. So there's great value in going slow. The muscles need time to become more elastic. just holding the block keeps the integrity in the knees, in the quads. Perhaps you're getting a little further, perhaps not. No matter. The body does tend to warm up and get more range of motion as we move it. Good, and then we'll complete this when the knees come back to center. Move the block again to the side and let your feet come to the mat. Good, lift and lower the sacrum, snuggle it in. Threading the needle now with the left ankle lying across your right thigh. Hold the right thigh. And just draw it in. Restful breaths. This breath matters, this moment matters. As we are not wasting these moments by imagining the future. Lovely, just 3 to 4 breaths and then we'll switch sides. Right ankle lies across, we hold the left thigh. So we tend to feel where the loudest sensation is, the biggest sensation. Let this moment be a moment of exploring more subtle places to feel, the not so obvious. And welcome them too. And we release both feet to the mat. Centralize your sacrum. Bring the block back between your knees, just below the knees. And we're now going to lift the hips. So position your feet flat, firm. Hold on your block, hands near your feet, palms down, and feel the long arms and the upper arms and the shoulders press down. The tail tucks under and lifts first. Tail lifts and then the spine follows to its highest moment and then return back down. The inhale is the lifting. And the exhale is the lowering of the back to the mat. The tail curling under and then releasing. And then the rising of the tail to come up again. Sacrum, bones of the spine. And you'll feel this rising of your chest towards your throat. Return back down. We have one more. Nice. Put the block again to the side. Come back to the left ankle across your right thigh. And we'll bring the palms flat and the right foot a little towards the midline as we do the same action, lifting and lowering the hips with one foot on the mat. Inhale, rise. It'll feel a little less stable. Lower. The intention is to stabilize. So bridge pose is one of those very grounding and stabilizing poses that is so useful to the structure of the body and the energy field. We have 3 to go. Coming to our last one. Now as you land, leave your left ankle there, grab your right thigh again. Right foot will come off the mat, returning again to thread the needle. 3 breaths. Good, and we release the right foot to the mat. Place the left foot next to it as we switch sides now. Left foot grounds and right ankle lies across. Bring in your long arms and shoulders as support for the lifting of your hips on the inhale. Propelled by your left foot, lower down. Slow lifting and lowering. We have 2 more. And as you complete, leave the ankle there, thread again through the gap, bringing your left foot off the mat. Draw it all in and tune into the less subtle places. No, I want to say more subtle places, less obvious places. Good, and release both feet to the mat. Good. Return the block between your knees. And it's a bridge again, so feet fully grounded, arms alongside. Curling up your tailbone, this time we're going to take both arms overhead. Stretch your arms way overhead, leave them there as we lower the hips down. Lift the hips up on inhale, keeping your both arms stretching vigorously overhead, lowering down. We have 3 to go. Grounding to rise. Controlled exhalation to bring your spine back down. 2 to go. Lovely. Lower down. Relax the buttocks. Bring your arms down and bring the block to the mat next to you. Good. Hug both knees in. A little rock to soothe the back. All right. Now bring your knees again right over your hips. Raise the feet. Great. Now bring your right hand to hold your left knee. The left arm stretches overhead next to your ear. The right leg stretches out on the mat. So we've got this diagonal lengthening. Good. Fill up with a breath. Exhale now. Right leg meets left hand in the air. Inhale away. And exhale, arm and leg meet. If you want to up the ante a little bit, you could curl up as you do this, or you could just keep your head down. Same leg all the way. One more time. Great. Bend the knee, place the hands on each knee, and draw your thighs close in for a little tuck. Then push the knees back into that same position as we now bring the left hand on the right knee, the right arm on the ground overhead, and the left leg on the mat. Good. Feel that lengthening. Fill that with the breath. Exhale, raise the leg and the arm to meet midair. Inhale away and exhale towards. Two more, please. Last one. Good. And bend that leg, hand on each knee, circle them together. Roll your sacrum. And reverse that. Good. So while we're here, we do one more for the core. Bring your palms underneath your buttocks. Feet are still in the air. Ground your long arms and shoulders. Send both legs up towards straight. Inhale. Straight legs towards the ground while exhaling. So go as far as your back can manage. Bend your knees. Draw the knees in. Inhale them up. And exhale, lower your legs. Again, slow is good. Inhale, we bend the knees back to the straight legs in the air, and the straight legs lower while exhaling. We have 3 to go. Lovely. Hug the knees in and widen the knees for happy baby. And let your feet go so that we can come to hands and knees. And the blocks at the top of the mat. So let's begin with moving the spine along its central axis in the cow-cat. So dipping and lifting the heart, tucking tail under and round the back. So a lot of our movements were just in the pelvis, tilting. And now we're tilting the pelvis, but we're also engaging the length of the spine, the upper back, the neck, and the head. Feeling this lovely undulation through the trunk, and as we exhale, we can really engage the core muscles more. Let's do 3 more. One more. Good. Let's come off the hands to the elbows. Bring the palms to prayer pose. Good, and firm through your forearms, the knees directly under your hips. And now with your knees fairly close together, raise your left knee so it's bent. We lift the chest and the heart as well. Looking up, inhale, and exhale. Draw the knee towards your nose, so there's less room for that. See how it goes? Lift up and draw the knee under, rounding your back again. One more. At completion, left knee goes down, and we do it with the right knee. Lift up, lift the heart, and bring the knee forward, round your upper back. 2 to go. Lovely. Knee comes down. And let's flatten the palms, so separate them. Walk the knees back and lower your hips to the mat. And lift your heart. We're in Sphinx pose now. It's a good pose. Lengthen the spine. And so a little pressure on the tips of your shoulder blades into your body has that lovely effect of opening the front body a bit more. Feel that, sternum lifting, hand palms pressing, even the wrists are pressing, fingertips pressing down. That gives a buoyancy to the spine. Your legs are engaged too, so be aware of your legs and your feet. They too have that charge in them. And so we can feel how we are grounding through the forearms and the top of the legs and through the pubis. Breathe deeply into your lower belly. One more deep breath in to hold your breath. Perhaps draw in a bit more. Hold it. And now the exhale, we're going to lower down on the hands under the forehead to soften and relax the whole back. Deep release. Feel how the ground absorbs us. Two more relaxing breaths. Good. Lift your head and chest and bring your right forearm a little more to the center so that it gives a little prop, and bend your left knee and reach for the foot or ankle with your left hand. Yep. Catch a hold if you can. Yeah, lovely. Oh, now this is deep into the left quads. So it really is nice to stretch this area. You're pulling the foot back. Keeping the nice lift in the upper body, just enough. We're here for 3 more breaths. This final one, we take that deep breath in to hold. Hold the breath. Ready to exhale. Let go your foot and return that arm to rest on and soften your whole body into the ground. Release, let go. Good. And now we'll take the second side. Lift your chest, position that left forearm so it's a little prop. Bend the right knee, catch it. So even if you're rolling to your side, to get the foot and then roll back. Lovely. Strong foot pulls away. Lift your chest. And receive the quad stretch. The next inhale is the one that we hold, so make it a full one. A little pause at the top. And then that lovely release to the mat, to the ground, to let go, drop in. Soften down and be breathed. Nice. So now bring your hands next to your ribs to push to knees. And from the knees, draw your seat back towards your heels. It will be an extended child's pose. From here, come forward with your shoulders over the wrists. So if your knees are wide, bring them in a bit. And now with shoulders over the wrists, gently, slowly let your pelvis come down, and we're in a modified upward dog. And we'll use the exhale to pull the tummy in and pull the seat back. That's it. Seat back. So we'll to and fro here a few times. All of this to limber up the spine. We're working the core of each exhalation, stretching that lower back safely. And one more time, come forward. Slowly the pelvis lowers. We lift the heart. Stay a breath. Even lift your chin slightly. Good. Now we're coming down to the mat. So bend the elbows and lower to your tummy. Make a pillow and relax your back. Bending your knees, rock your hips a little. All right, yogis, here we go. Feet to the mat, hands next to your ribs, push back to your knees again. And walk your knees forward as we come now to an upright kneeling position. Hands in the sacrum. Draw the shoulders back. And little kneeling back bend. So smoothen your buttocks down. Lift your heart. And let your pelvis come forward a little bit. Good. Come back to upright. Good. Walk your hands down your thighs. It'll just slow it down. Take less on your back and bring your hands to your blocks. We're going to stretch a little deeper into the quads. So from hands on blocks, step your left foot forward between the blocks. And we're going to lunge the hips. So adjust your back knee. And as we let the hips lunge forward, lift the heart. And can you feel that stretch in your right quad? Press down through your left foot. Three deep breaths. Good. Stretch through the psoas and the right quad. Great. Good. Draw the hips back to change sides. Just bring your knee back. setting the right foot forward, the way forward so that you can lunge deeply. That's it. Adjust your back knee so it's not squished, and lift your heart. Stable through the front knee. Great, and we'll draw back again with the hips and the knee. Bringing your blocks now, and we're going to be in an upright kneeling position, so bring your high blocks next to your feet and draw your tail under. So we're going to approach now camel pose, which is a bit of a back bend. We've been warming up for it. So smoothen your buttocks down, lift your chest as we did earlier. And then the possibility of reaching for one of your blocks. And if that's available, maybe reach for your other block. And so pelvis forward, spreading sternum, shoulders back. If your neck feels safe, you could lift your chin and let your head hang back a moment. Big front body opening. Good, and then coming back with the head. Good. Now come to upright, use your hands on your sacrum. Great. And now hands on your thighs as we walk the blocks forward again for extended child's pose. So wide knees, draw your seat back and stretch the back again. Good. And so now it's important that you listen to your body as we take another go at camel pose. And you might choose to give it a miss if your back feels a little compromised by this. Or you might deepen the pose. So we'll begin as we did with the blocks available. You can also curl your toes under. You see my feet. I've got big feet, so my heels are going to be quite high. And we go again. Support the lower back, bring the pelvis forward, open the heart, reach for the block or perhaps your heel. Maybe the other one as well. Good, lift the heart, and really, if your neck is in any way compromised, keep your chin low. Camel pose is such a lovely feeling of expansion and freedom if your body is willing to do this, and if it's not, really better to listen to that. Good, ready to come up. You might bring a hand to your lower back and come up that way. Good, and now we're going to counterpose the same way. Walk down, so feel that in your back. Go slowly. Walk your hands, arms, blocks forward and stretch out again in the extended child's pose. Long deep breaths. Great. Come to hands and knees and we'll take a downward dog. That'll feel good on the back. Walking it out. Good. And so now we're going for pigeon pose. We could do this from downward dog, or if you prefer, come to fours. Raise your left leg. And now glide your knee forward. Your knee lands inside of your left hand. Move the foot towards the right. And then lower your hips, your back knee and your hips. Remember, you can use a prop under your left buttock. And lift your heart. So this too is a bit of a back bend. If you love the back bend, bring your left hand to the midline to support you and bring your right arm forward and raise the right arm. Lovely breath here. Yeah. Oh, good. And we lower the arm, we lower the torso and come to lie forward over this leg in a little restful pigeon pose. Tend your breath. Nice, and so now let's make our way back either to all fours or to downward dog, using your hands. Push up. All fours, then downward dog, as you wish here. So if you're in downward dog, really draw your hips back, out of the waist. And no matter which pose you're in, we're going to take the right leg now, lift it up, and bring your knee forward, landing it inside of your right thumb, foot towards the left. Shin bone lands, back knee lands, hips lower. Square the hips. Use that prop under your right butt as needed. And we're upright for a moment. Good, and bring your right hand to the midline to reach your left arm forward and up. So even here we're getting right into the psoas and the quadriceps. Good, and slowly down. Lower, walk forward, settle and relax. Surrender to pigeon pose. Always the caveat, if it hurts your knee, you should be on your back, doing thread the needle. Our engagement with body, with breath, with thoughts and feelings, with the energy flow, the form and the formless intertwining. We can feel and sense both, the visible and the invisible, all present here. One more beautiful breath. And then we'll use the strong arms, the hands in the mat, to come to either fours or downward dog or both. Good. All right, so now let's walk the feet to the front of the mat so that we come into a standing forward bend. The blocks are right there. You can bring them up to the high setting of the blocks and straighten the arms. Bringing your feet under the hips so we're in a flat back position. This will feel good on your back. Steady through your feet, which are fairly close together. And take your left leg straight out behind. Level hips. Right arm forward. Good, and hand and foot come back down. Bend the knee to ease your haunch. Second side, stand on your left foot. Right leg parallel to the mat, hip is level. Left arm reaches forward. Good, hand and foot, return. Good, pushing away from the blocks, let's roll up to stand. All the way up to stand. Roll the shoulders back and experience standing tall. Nice. Let's take a wide stance on the mat, length of the mat, and bring a block to the midline. And stretch. We've got parallel feet, we've got extended arms, breathing in. I'm mirroring you. Please bring your right hand to the block and raise your left arm. Now stay here a couple of breaths. So we're drawing the hips back, we're rotating the ribs. Nice. Lower the up arm to the block. So we're squaring again towards the block. And draw your hips back and the block forward. Two more breaths. Good, and draw your block back. Press up now to stand. All the way up to stand. And again, we've got the wide arms. Big breath in. Other way. Exhale, rotate. Bring your left hand to the block. Right arm up. Opposite hip draws back. Bottom ribs roll forward. And lower the up hand to the block. Square to the block. Push the block forward. Draw your hips back. Draw the block in. Strong in your legs. They might bend a little bit. Hand to hips and come all the way upright. And from the upright place, turn your feet out, your heels in. Bend both knees and straighten them. So if it feels better to go a little wider, do that. And knees are out as we bend and straighten. And bend and straighten. Good. Send the arms up. Exhale, elbows and knees. Two more. Good. Hands to thighs and upper body. Little twist in and out. And little twist in and out. One more each way. Great. All right, we come back to upright. Walk your feet in and experience the standing mountain pose. So upright and yet so limber and relaxed. Nice flow of breath, good pranic flow. Revitalized. Great. Let's come down now onto our backs for the inversion pose. So you can put your legs up the wall if you have that space, or lie on your back. Oh, feels good to lie down. Good moments we drink in, we amplify, we notice. And as you are ready, we'll bring the block under the sacrum. Just comfy, arms tuck in close, and the legs could go up into the air to hang. And so if you've ever read Rick Hanson's book, The Buddha Brain, he likes to emphasize feeling good. We're quickly drawn to bad news, and when we feel good, we want to make a meal of it and notice it, and so that our brain rewires. It rewires with the positive, with the feeling good, so that becomes normal, feeling good. So as you rest and breathe, let it feel good. All those synapses reading that beautiful message. I can love this moment. I can love my life. Nice, everyone. Let's bend the knees and bring the feet back down to the mat. To remove the block all the way to the side, lower your hips a little to the right of center, wrapping your right thigh over your left for the lovely twist to the left. Lower body, hips roll left, and the ballast of your upper back relaxed and grounded. Breath and prana flow freely. On the breath in, bring the knees up and switch sides. A little shift left, left thigh on top, and let your hips roll to the right. So releasing, so welcoming. Great, so bring your knees back up. Centralize your sacrum, and so if you're bringing in props, bring them in now. So if you've got a bolster, have it in place. I've got one more move before we drop into those props, so you can have them in place. And then I invite you to lift your head. Slide your legs to straight. If you've got a bolster, you'll just have your legs up a little bit. We've got the head up, we've got the legs up. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath, hold the breath. Ooh, lovely. Exhale, let your legs come down, soften over the bolster, and let your head come down, and let your arms relax. And let go and drop deep. Right here, right now. Making any tiny adjustments to find your optimal place for complete relaxation. Dropping deep, let go and rest. So staying in the very relaxed place, come back to your breathing and let your breathing deepen. Low belly breathing that moves its way all the way up and moves its way out and all the way down. And again, low belly breathes in, treasuring this beautiful breath as it goes out. One more time. Now move your toes, your fingers, have a little stretch. Roll onto your right side, pausing for gratitude, immediate experience of gratitude. Come on up to sit, prayer pose. So lovely to practice with you. So grateful you came, beautiful yogis. Wish you a beautiful weekend and July 4th. See you next week. Namaste.